We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Welcome back to Cactus Wrestling. And you check it out. We got the Maono microphone here, elevating the audio game for Cactus Wrestling podcast. At least when Jack is talking, the mics, we're testing out the quality. We're working out the kinks. We're seeing how, it works. But I think first impressions are it's pretty nice.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think. Should the others, should me and Mike also get on that elevated level?
I just feel like Jack sounds so much more clear. Like he made me think of like an NPR radio host.
Yeah, no, he sounds like he's on a professional thing, and then there were these two schlubs that are
Yeah.
happening to be invited on.
I mean, it's empowering, that's for sure. If you're into podcasting or you record things for a living or anything or fun project, I would definitely recommend checking out the Maono microphone. Link in the description below. They sent us this microphone to test the quality, and we appreciate them for doing that. Anyway, let's get to the wrestling. So, Gable Steveson dropped by the WWE a mere few weeks after the U.S. Olympic qualifiers, which is kind of like a big FU, kind of by who runs the WWE now? It's not what's his
Vince McMahon
face,
used to,
right?
but I believe it's Vince is dealing with his own like legal issues. I believe Stephanie McMahon, his daughter, and
Yeah, the
uh
McMahons, yeah.
and Triple H, her husband, who's also on the roster still. Uh
Okay.
Still on the
So
roster.
I think he still wrestles. I mean, I don't watch. It's been a long, long time since I've watched
Wow,
WWE.
let's face the facts though. Gable Steveson, he didn't have really any televised appearances
Zero,
aside from
zero,
that
literally.
that first one. He had that very first
So
one.
Gable had the first one for WWE, which was at WrestleMania, as a way to promote him joining WWE, but he never actually had a televised match once he was on the roster.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
he really faded into
Oblivion. Yeah.
yeah,
And
oblivion.
I
it
mean,
didn't seem
Obscurity.
like wrestling fans were all like, I guess amateur wrestling fans were all that interested in following him to the WWE, and the WWE fans also didn't really like him for other reasons
Yeah, no,
that
no.
yeah.
you could
Um
look him up on your own. There's some legal issues that Gable had resolved, but the WWE universe wasn't so quick to move past it. Uh, so that was a big reason.
but
Um,
but I think it's unfortunate for Gable, who's such a talented wrestler, is that had this NIL existed a few years earlier, he'd be sitting pretty right now. Maybe he wouldn't feel as tempted to go to the WWE. He'd be getting that payout and pretty much be set for life. I mean, we were talking about it with like Andrew Lira's. If you're getting offered $500,000 allegedly as a
for a season.
20-year-old, you're
Yeah,
almost set for life. Like that's life-changing money.
yeah.
And I know Gable probably signed a nice contract with WWE. I don't know what the specifics behind that were. But
Supposedly seven figures.
if you could do that in something that you obviously dominate and are naturally gifted at, such as folk
I
style
mean,
and freestyle wrestling.
your parent named you after
Yeah. Yeah.
like your
I mean,
life
this
has
is a guy
been.
that could have been literally one of the greatest. I mean, he arguably still is one of the greatest college and freestyle wrestlers of all time. I mean, where do you guys think he stands today? Do you think if he was allowed to wrestle off Mason Paris today for the spot, do you think he wins?
He would tech him.
Tech
Most
him?
Yeah.
No, he
I
wouldn't
think he
tech
Yeah.
him.
He would
I'm
beat
pretty
Mason
confident he
like a
would beat
drum.
Mason Paris because the last time well, I mean, I'd give Mason
Mason took
Paris
him
credit.
down last time.
Mason did take him down the last time they wrestled, so like he is improving. But I still think Gable takes him.
I think it's not even close. I think it's at least a 6 point spread.
Wow,
Okay.
you're really confident in
Look,
Gable.
I mean, here's where I kind of break away from some of the other opinions. A lot of people are like, "Can you believe the WWE did this to him?" And I'm like, "Dude, first off, Gable's a grown man. He
Yep.
knows the exact consequences of his actions, and he made a business choice, and he chose wrong, and that's how it goes sometimes."
Yeah.
I think that Gable should have gone first off, never to the WWE. I think that if he stuck with it, he ends up as a 3-time college national champion. He ends up with 2 other world titles. I think he wins the Olympics again this year. And that's
I'm not that as confident that he definitely wins the Olympics.
If he committed 3 more years of constant training and wrestling, you're thinking that the guy that won the Olympics his first go, wouldn't get better in the next 3 years?
I don't know, because technically speaking, he shouldn't have even won the Olympics.
Controversially.
Yeah, I mean, look,
that time he won it. So
that was the refs that made the call, and the table agreed. That is not his fault.
kind of like
the way
the
it went
Zahid
down.
match.
That's true. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's out of his control.
He wrestled his match, and the refs didn't stop it, and that's fine. But I think he would have made, what is it, $500,000 when you win the Olympics? Isn't that the payout?
I thought it was 250.
I think 250 was for Worlds.
I mean,
Is
yeah,
that
I feel like the Olympics you get paid more.
But regardless, you're talking about a guy that has multiple now in my hypothetical, multiple world championships, possibly going for his second Olympic gold. He would have sponsorships. He would have NIL money. He'd be rolling in it. But all the things that he had in amateur wrestling, quote unquote, he couldn't bring to pro wrestling. They said he lacked charisma. They said he lacked in-ring ability. They said he lacked mic ability. Not likability, but on the microphone. What do we see from Gable in amateur wrestling? Charismatic. Everyone wanted to be Gable Steveson. He sold out crowds just to watch him do a backflip.
To be fair, we never heard him speak, though.
He did interviews that people liked.
Yeah. He talked to a lot in third person.
Yeah, his Twitter game was big.
Yeah.
But his in-ring performance in the actual wrestling ability, I mean that was huge.
The best thing that he was able to do was like, you want to see me flip? Come on.
Yeah, I mean that's a one-trick pony. What else can you bring to the table?
And so I hope this is a wake up for other wrestlers, because we hear people like, Mason Paris, for example, has a WWE deal. AJ Ferrari, there's the brothers from Duke Wrestling. I can't think of their name.
Fine Silver?
No, heavyweight.
From Duke?
Yeah.
Heavyweight from Duke.
Duke.
This is years ago.
Duke?
Say it again.
Duke?
Former Duke All-American. What was his name?
Are you talking about the guy with the acne?
Jacob Casper.
Oh, Casper. Yeah, he was good.
He's got a WWE deal. But the one that immediately comes to mind is Tamara Mensah-Stock, who said, "I'm gonna walk away from being a world champion."
Wasn't she? No, she's an Olympic champ.
Yes, she was, but I thought she won worlds more recently.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
Well, that's I'm gonna walk away from being a multiple-time medalist for Team USA and go to the WWE. Have we heard about her since then? In any stretch,
she's faded into obscurity as well.
That's what I mean. There's just, when you have this much actual talent as an athlete, I feel like it's squandering it to go to something that is scripted, not fake, but scripted. The injuries are real. You can't fake jumping off of a 30-foot, cage. You can't fake gravity. All of that is real. But why would you put your career in the hands of a script writer when you can say, "I'm literally better than you at wrestling"?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a show.
Yeah. And if you can't sell tickets, that's all they care about.
Yeah.
That is true.
So I hope it's a wake up for some wrestlers, especially as you pointed out, Jack. NIL deals are there now. The money is there. We want to keep these guys wrestling for longer. And I just think it was a poor, decision on Gable's part when he could be the greatest wrestler in freestyle ever.
Do you think? Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
No. You go ahead. This is gonna veer off in a different direction. So
I was gonna say, do you think that we see Gable pivot to coaching folk style, maybe college somewhere? I don't necessarily
Minnesota.
I don't see him as the coaching type, to be honest.
Neither do I.
I think he's gonna be go to Oklahoma State and join David Taylor.
Yeah. Right hand man. They need a heavyweight coach.
I don't see him as the coaching type either. At least not
He's
this
gonna
point
go
in his
join
career.
the Cliff Keen and just become workout partners with Mason Paris and Adam Kuhn.
That's it.
What's crazy is like he's still young. I mean, I think he's like
24.
is he even that old yet?
Well, that's the thing, and people are like David Taylor, Kyle Dick. They didn't get started until later.
Yeah,
He's not even,
they
like,
didn't even
they-
make a team
well,
until they were
that's
like
what I mean,
27, 28.
Yeah,
he's not even
yeah,
24 yet. By the time, at the point of us filming this, he's still 23.
yeah. I mean, he's well into his prime still, and he could very
Dayton
well.
Fix graduated this year and is what, 26?
Yeah, Dayton Fix is 3 years older, and he just graduated.
That doctorate. I hope.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But it
Um,
it is unfortunate how it all went down. I don't think WWE, to play again devil's advocate for WWE, I don't think they were like, ha ha ha, like we're gonna screw him over by doing this.
Yeah, but the timing is very
Well,
suspect.
that's yes and no. They have cuts just like any company. They did massive cuts at that time period, and Gable's
Okay.
name just happened to be on the list. It wasn't like they said we have 1,000 people and we're going to cut
Yeah, it's
one,
not
and that's
personal.
Gable
It's a
Steveson.
business decision. He's not
And
cut out for it.
look, it's been several years. They've given him every opportunity to elevate his game, and he hasn't. And at some point, you have to say, hey, it's not worth what we're paying you. We're going to cut you. And it's not, oh, hey, I'm sure a WWE fan is not like, hey, well, wasn't the Olympic trials just on? Like, isn't that unfair? I don't think they know anything about
No,
like
no,
the
they
Olympic
don't care.
yeah, no,
trials
yeah,
schedule.
they don't care. They're
And
in
that's fine
WWE land. They don't care about the amateur international
because I don't
wrestling.
know when like Survivor Series is or SummerSlam. I know
Monday Night Raw, baby, let's go.
I know that's on Mondays. I got that far, but I
Monday
don't
Night
think that
Raw's on
that the executives in WWE said, hey man, we were going to cut you right before the Olympics. And yes, it is unfortunate that when he beat Mason Paris for the world team spot and ended up not being able to wrestle, supposedly WWE said, we don't want you going to the worlds. And that sucks. But again, that's your current boss. You should be
Too
thankful.
bad he didn't do that with the Olympic spot. And then
Yeah.
had he been dropped, he's like, I'm still the Olympian, baby.
But then he should be, my point is he should be thankful that they allowed him to take that risk. Let's say that they're about to promote him to the main roster and he has a freak accident wrestling Mason Paris and he tears his ACL. There's another year that they have to pay him and let him sit.
Oh,
They
yeah.
took the risk and allowed him to go. And instead of, most fans being like, that was very considerate of them to do, they were pissed, like, why won't they let him wrestle at Worlds? If you're paying someone the kind of money that he supposedly was paid, you want that guy wrapped in bubble wrap.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you want to protect him and make sure he doesn't get injured.
Protect your investment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like kind of the situation where you see some guys in free agency in like MLB and NFL and whatnot, where once they get that payday, their performance actually slides a little bit because it's like, all right, I already got paid. Who cares? Like, obviously, I want to do well, but I don't have that drive as I did previously.
I'm gonna
Talking
wait for a
about
contract
pay,
year.
I did look up how much the Olympic and Paralympic Committee rewards athletes for gold, silver, and bronze. I know they end up getting paid more because usually like there's like I don't know, like USA Wrestling would pay, but just the US Olympic and Paralympic Committee, gold medals 37,500.
Nice.
Silver's 22.5 and bronze is 15.
So USA Wrestling probably tacks onto
Yeah,
that.
USA Wrestling I think adds like
So
probably
I thought Kyle Snyder got like at least
They said a quarter. I
250,000.
remember. Yes.
Yeah, no, I because I think that's from USA Wrestling.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
US
yeah.
committee, though, I think only gives what I just read, the 37.5 for gold and 22 for. So like, not a lot.
But it's still a lot of money.
Well, I mean, if you're considering $250,000 compared to 37,000, that's not a lot. But
So here at the 2012 Olympic Games, wrestlers will be paid $250,000 for a gold medal, 50 for a silver, and 25,000 for a bronze.
That was 12
that was-
years ago.
That was what I mean. I because I remember just like you guys talked about, is Kyle Snyder getting a reference of, oh, you made $250,000 for your gold medal win. But regardless, like it is enough to live off of. and make a career out of, especially when you're Gable and you're super marketable in the wrestling world. Yeah, the amateur wrestling world, I guess I should say.
You think he's going to come out of retirement?
No, not
He's
yet.
done.
I
I don't
think it's
think
done.
this is the last we've seen of Gable
I don't
Steveson.
know
He's
he's
taken
gonna-
off those shoes
I think
before.
he loves the limelight, and he's going to want to find his way back into it.
Yeah,
He
I think
loves
that he's
doing
going to
that.
do. I expect to see some soul searching, and then I think he's going to come back, kind of quietly training,
Next
and
year,
then we'll
Spencer
see him
Lee
make a
style.
run. Yeah, we'll make him see a run at Worlds for next year.
He's going to link up with Spencer Lee and join the Hawkeye Wrestling Club.
There it is. AJ
His best buddy
Ferrari
and Joe Hodge.
with AJ Ferrari and Ben Keeter, training partners.
It's just
With AJ Ferrari, what a crew! DeSanto and co.
So let us know your thoughts about Gable down below. Do you think he's going to come back to amateur wrestling and try and represent Team USA for the Worlds?
He's younger than
And,
Fix. He really should.
Yeah, I mean, and what are your thoughts, WWE fans out there, if there are any? What do you guys think about this news of no more Gable in the WWE? Is this the last we hear of Gable Steveson for a while, or where is he going next? Let us know in the comments down below. And once again, thanks to Maono for sending us this microphone, testing out the quality. I mean, what I really like, check it out. Like, there's no tripod stand. It clamps onto the desk. So it saves space a little bit right there.
fits every desk too.
Oh yeah. And it's adjustable.
Yeah.
How about that?
Link in the description down below. And thanks for watching Cactus Wrestling.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.